Hey guys, iOS 13.1.2 already on a Monday. What a great way to start the week, because last week they just released iOS 13.1.1 and now we already have an update. So let's check it out. 13.1.2 is all about the hot fixes. We have 6 updates. So the first fix is in iCloud, where the iCloud progress bar would still show after a successful backup. It would never tell you that the backup was successfully complete. You just kind of had to go out of the app and then go back in, and you would see that it completed at a certain time. This was pretty frustrating for some users. I didn't get the bug replicated on my iPhone 11 Pro. It would just kind of say that I didn't have enough space, even though I was only using 1.1 gigs of 5 because I just have the free tier version. But I did get it to work on an iPhone 6S. The bug was happening there. It would say that it had 1 minute remaining and the progress bar was towards the end. But then when you exited and re-entered, it would say that it was completed at the timestamp of completion. So it's kind of weird that I wasn't able to replicate it on the iPhone 11 Pro. The next fix is for an issue where the camera wouldn't work. I was experiencing this sometimes, not often. Maybe it would happen once out of every 15 or 20 camera opens, where you would just open the camera and it would just be a black screen. You couldn't interact with it or do anything. It was almost like the application was frozen. Sometimes it would come in. Other times you had to exit the app completely and re-enter it, at which point it was fixed and ready to go. And I didn't experience this too often, so I just kind of chalked it up to a software bug, and it turns out it was. Bug fix number 3 addresses an issue where the flashlight would not activate sometimes. I never experienced this issue personally. On my iPhone 11 Pro, the flashlight worked pretty consistently on the home screen, in the camera app, for video. I never experienced any flashlight not firing whenever I told it to, so I'm sure Apple did get some cases of that happening, so that's cool that they did fix that. Bug number 4 addresses an issue where there could be a loss of calibration data inside the display. So this is kind of an interesting one because it's not really that descriptive on what it fixes. I know that there's been some reports of people's screens flickering, and specifically in iMessage and in the camera app. So this bug fix kind of sounds like it's geared towards that, but again, what does calibration data on the display mean? Like, what could that possibly be? Could that be like the touch sensors inside the display? Like, what exactly does that fix? Not very clear on that, but hey, they found something and they fixed it. And the 5th bug fixes an issue where shortcuts could not be run on HomePod. This is a pretty interesting bug. I guess shortcuts just flat out didn't work on HomePod. I don't have a HomePod, so I can't speak to that personally happening. But I'm sure there was a lot of reports for that for HomePod users, because that's a pretty big one. I'm sure a lot of people like their shortcuts, and it not working on HomePod probably was no good. So cool that they got that one fixed too. The last fix addresses an issue where Bluetooth might disconnect on certain vehicles. So it's kind of interesting how Apple worded this. It's not all vehicles, it's certain vehicles, and it's not all of Bluetooth, it's just vehicle Bluetooth. But I know that there's been reports of Bluetooth kind of being spotty on the iPhone 11 Pros and regulars. And I've experienced some spottiness too with the Bluetooth, specifically on my Sony headphones, where it kind of cut in and out at some points. So I don't know if this fix addresses that issue, but the way this is worded, I don't think it does. So maybe that's coming in like another update, or they just haven't figured out what the bug is for that, or maybe it's not a bug. I don't know. Alright guys, so that wraps it up for the hot fixes in 13.1.2. Let me know what you think of the new update, and let me know what you think of Apple pushing out these updates super quick. I'm definitely not used to this coming from a Samsung Galaxy, so personally it's really nice to see Apple pumping out these updates quickly and addressing people's concerns. Yeah, great job Apple. Keep it up. Alright, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.